guys, if you're watching our show, Mortgage Shots with any regularity, do us a favor and share this on your social sites. Keep the conversations going because it's good for your business. Conversations about real estate turn into deals and deals turn into closings. So share it and it does help us. Now, on with our show today. The importance of being a great loan officer. I think this is long overdue. Did you know that you could do 100% financing right now on an FHA home loan with a score that goes down to 600? Now, of course, I know that FHA goes down to 580. I get it, loan officers, but good luck getting anybody to fund that loan, especially with 100% financing. Did you also know that there's down payment assistance that gives your borrower $8,000 to do whatever they want to do with it, including using it for reserves for their loan or paying down their debt or whatever? And did you know the program has no income limits either? Everybody gets this. I'm not joking here. And Fannie and Freddie and Ginnie have all given their blessings to do these down payment assistance. Did you know that?
Did you know that? You see, programs and products are coming online fast and furious. And with difficulties getting folks qualified for loans these days, programs and products could be the tonic that cures our ailments.
I hate when people do this stuff, but I'm gonna. Back in the day, a loan officer was judged by the programs and products that he or she could offer. I mean, I'll do the bond loans. I don't really care for doing them, but I'll do them because they give me an audition for agents to display my suite of services. That audition leads to easier and better loans to close down the road. It's a means to an end, you might say. This is vitally important.
Do you ever have a client whose ratios are too high to qualify? Or a self-employed person who lives in the same feast or famine life cycle that your job affords you? It can be a little tough on credit reporting, right? That 600 score FHA might be the cure.
Or in that scenario, once again, you might want to hit up Oaktree's bank statement loan because those ratios might just be too darn high for you to overcome. However, if that client of yours has an additional source of income that you cannot use for qualifying purposes with the big three, Fannie, Freddie, and Ginnie. However, with Oaktree's bank statement loans, that loan's back in play. You can use part-time income that they will qualify and get a great loan on the product. You're looking at rates that are comparable to your FHA deals, and you could actually do a 40-year loan, and you could actually make it interest only, which is a good loan if you understand them. Did you know that?
Or how about that self-employed person who writes everything off? Did you know that you can do a loan that treats a 1099 exactly as they treat a W-2? Really? Well, guess what? You as a lender or your lender as a realtor might just be turning down perfectly good clients. Now, who can afford that?
And I know you can't afford it because I also know your production and even more. Did you know that there's a product called Redder? Redder is better. It tells me all your production as a realtor and a lender, who you send it to, who you work with. I mean, absolutely everything. And that everything includes your cell phone number, your social sites when available, and I can download all of these lists. Yeah, the point is this, and let me start with a quote from Herbert Spencer. There's a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all arguments, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation. Does that make sense? Meaning, don't rest on your resumes, people. Don't rest on your laurels. This market demands knowledge, product knowledge, maybe more than anything else. So if you're a loan officer with the answers, you're going to find those loans out there. I hope this makes sense. Changing gears here, and there's really no easy way to do this one. Yikes, crazy segue. If we made your advice cheaper and easier to get, what would happen? Right? Not good, right? Then why would it be any different with our national debt and spending addiction?
Everyone, not just Goldman Sachs, is looking for a massive stock market rally. Uncertainty in the world, a very pedestrian real estate market. Inflation, despite what the executive branch says, is bad, and costs are just downright out of control. So why a stock market rally? Well, maybe it's because of Freddie's move to make second mortgages easier, faster, and cheaper to obtain. Meaning, as we've said, homeowners are about to go even deeper into debt. Because those trillion-plus tapped equity that Freddie's move will provide will create a spending extravaganza, the likes of which we have never seen. But once the equity is spent and homeowners are further in debt and all the dust has settled, what happens then?
Well, second those better markets, they must watch our show because they see the same unintended consequences that we do over here. They rightfully say, and I quote, "Consumer debt is at a record high. At the same time, delinquency rates are rising for several types of loans, which means that Main Street Americans are increasingly vulnerable to financial shock." This proposal, that would be by Freddie Mac, would add to consumers' already high debt burdens and lead to increased financial instability for society as a whole, threatening the need for another broad-based taxpayer-funded bailout. Now, it also needs to be noted that this is going to happen, these second mortgages, all this tapped equity, these trillions of dollars being thrown back into markets, helping the stock market, it's going to happen no matter what. That is, of course, unless we ban second mortgages altogether. It leaves us in kind of a precarious situation as mortgage loan officers. I say this, as a loan officer, well, this loan officer says, write those loans, least your competition will best you, and they'll write them. And remember, seconds, well, I get it, but there's shortcuts. The first lien loans, the ones you really want to write. So let's go get these suckers. I hope this helps.